So, tell me if this sounds like you. You've tried every diet out there. Nothing works. Keep putting on more weight. Starting to feel kind of hopeless. You've been down this road before. Sound familiar? What if I told you that there is a diet strategy out there that, in some cases, is more effective than traditional dieting? It's more flexible. It's easier to follow. Sounds too good to be true, right? Maybe not. Zigzag dieting, also known as calorie cycling, has been around for decades. But over the years, it's begun to get more publicity, and more studies are being done on it and its effectiveness. And it's started getting more popular. But to better understand what the zigzag diet is, we need to better understand why traditional dieting does not work. We're all familiar with traditional dieting. Very strict regimen. Cut this out. Cut that out. You can't have this. You can't have that. Long term, it's not sustainable. It doesn't work. People usually fail. It's not surprising. It's led to kind of the trend of craze diets such as keto, carnivore diet. Not that there's anything inherently wrong with those diets, but they just give up one thing for another. And for most people, it's still not sustainable long term. Calorie cycling was designed specifically with that in mind. Say you have a daily calorie goal of 2,000 calories, and then we multiply that by the amount of days in the week. We end up with 14,000. We take that 14,000 and divide it by the amount of days in the week. We get 2,000 calories, obviously. At least I hope you can keep up with me with the math on that. But instead of doing 2,000 calories every day of the week, we do high calorie days and low calorie days, a zigzag. And what that allows us to do is be more flexible, plan out our weeks better. Say for example, you have a date night coming up or a night with your friends out on the town. You can make that one of your high calorie days, and that way you have a little bit of an extra calorie budget left for a treat at the restaurant. So say for example we take that 14,000 calories and we divide it, and we'll do 1,800 calories for our 4 low calorie days, and then we'll do roughly 2,266 calories for our remaining 3 high calorie days. So you can make that night out with your friends one of the high calorie days. That's almost an extra 500 calories in your budget. That's a heck of a nice treat at the restaurant. Another example is, say you work out several times a week. You need some extra fuel. You can make your workout days high calorie days. So that way you can consume more protein and more carbs for fuel for your workouts. So the possibilities are endless with it. Studies have shown that this approach can be even more effective than traditional dieting long term, because it doesn't allow your body to adapt its metabolism to a strict diet. So when you've stuck to 2,000 calories for months, up to a year or more, eventually your body will begin to slow down its metabolism to basically keep itself from starving to death as it thinks it's doing. And that's why you typically, after some time, you're stepping on the scale and you're like, oh man, I'm losing so much weight. This is great. I love this. And then, after a couple of months, it's not budging. It's not going anywhere anymore. You're not losing any weight and you're wondering what you did wrong. You didn't do anything wrong. Your body adapted. And really your only option is to work out more and or consume less calories to try and shock your body into losing more weight. With this diet, with the zigzag diet, you don't really have that problem as much because you have high calorie days, low calorie days. It makes it much harder for your body to really adapt and change its metabolism to match that, because you have your low calorie day and your body is going, oh man, don't have that many calories. But then the next day you have 400 or 500 more calories and your body goes, oh, okay, we're fine. We don't need to change anything. So that's one part of it that makes it more effective than traditional dieting. The other thing is, long term in studies, individuals have stuck with zigzag dieting significantly longer than traditional dieting, just because it's so much more flexible and easier to work around and just more realistic. Now, with all this said, you don't want to use your high calorie days as an excuse to pig out and undo everything that you've been doing. You still want to be mindful of what you're putting into your body. I highly recommend scheduling your high and low calorie days in advance to help you stick to them and not use them as more of an excuse for poor eating choices. This strategy is designed to help keep you motivated and help you still continue to enjoy foods that you love. It's not designed to reinforce bad habits. So, hope this video helped. If it did, like and subscribe and comment below and let me know how you plan to use the zigzag diet to change your life in 2025. Thanks.